everyone. So today we will be talking about sensors. So practically sensors are a device that allows the microcontroller to receive information from the environment. So mura lang siya ang instrument or device nga pwede makasulod ang information dito sa microcontroller. And this sensor will determine or depending on the sensors that you are using, this sensor will allow us to determine how bright is it, how loud is it, like how bright pwede ta magamit og mga photo sensor and loud sa microphone, and we can also determine how humid is it, and pwede ta magamit og mga barometric sensors, and we can use also pressed button, and if it is being pressed, so we can use it would determine if it is high or low. Then basically these sensors are used to perform operation based on the state of environment. So for example, so if at certain level sa brightness, if it is dark outside, we can turn on the lights, right? So that is one example. So isa siya sa mga usage sa sensor. So if ever makabantay ninyo nga automated na siya nga kibali at certain level or time nga mo dark na ang environment, then automatically it will allow na makadictate sa usa ka system nga mag-turn on ang light, like that. And also we can use voice controlled operation. For a certain level kini siya na we can use the microphone. If it's a certain level nga lapas siya ani nga threshold, then we can operate, turn on or turn off a certain device, like that. So that is one an example of operation using sensors. So also in sensing the environment, dili na siya directly nga mabasa nimo unsay kasiga or kahanap sa suga or ang kakusog. Those environmental condition must be read in terms of voltage. So dapat i-convert pa na tong mga analog or digital nga input to a voltage para mabasa sa atong microcontroller. So for that, para mabasa na siya, we can use digital read nga pin, indicate the pin, and it returns the state of a digital pin. So for example, natay press button, logic 1 or high ram na siya. So we can use digital read to read unsa nga state, unsa na siya, high or low. And also for the analog read, we can use this syntax para mabasa nato ang analog nga voltage pin. So binary iyang pagkabasa, then at certain level kung naa siya ani nga voltage, gagamit ng tag ADC ana, ma-determine niya from that brightness maggamit tag analog to digital. So naatay binary, at certain level ma-determine niya unsa ang brightness sa kadtong for example kung gagamit tag photo sensor, ma-determine niya ang brightness sa usa ka suga or anything, then our environment. Then para pod mabasa nato siya, natay DAC nga ginatawag, digital to analog converter, para mabasa na po dayon sa microcontroller. Then okay, as I have said, sensor logic must be convert an environmental effect into a voltage. So there are certain scenarios pod nga, like for example sa digital nga mga input like press button, kinahanglan nato ang correct nga connection for us to read kay dili man siya directly nga voltage ang iyahang gina-output katong sensor, unlike to other sensors that it would automatically output voltage. So naay certain scenario nga as a engineer or the user, we must build a circuit for the microcontroller to read if it is high or low. So let me have this example. So reading a push button. So sa pag-press nato og button, dili na siya directly nga mo output of voltage since it is like a switch, right? So in building a circuit, there are certain case nga na incorrect nga connection o na correct nga connection. How is it? So i-discuss nato ni siya. So our goal is to make a pin high when the button is pressed and low when it is not pressed. So for instance, how did we say that this configuration is incorrect since for example, we have this Arduino pin and we have here the push button. So, why we have said that it is incorrect since because kung i-press nato ni siya, so ma-close na ang circuit, right? So nanatay. So when this is pressed, ma-connect na ni siya. So correct, na siya high nga voltage. But if it is not pressed, for example, like that, wala na tay ang Arduino nga pin nato, it is not connected in either terminal. Wala siya murag float lang siya. So naa siya sa meta state nga ambiguous ang iyahang reading kung naa ba siya. So dili siya guarantee nga naa siya sa low when it is not pressed. So dili siya certain if it is low or high. So it must be corrected, right? So X ni siya nga configuration. For the correct one, we have here to guarantee that when it is not pressed, it must be connected in ground connection. For example, here, same push button. If it is pressed, we can see that kung connected siya, ma-pull up siya into the 5 volts or the high voltage since it is connected na. Then the current will flow from high power to the ground. So in case nga wala nato siya gi-press, ang ma-connection sa Arduino pin nato, ma-disconnect naman ni siya. Diba? Disconnected na siya. For example, wala na ni siya connection dira. So dire natay resistor, we can see it clearly na ang atong Arduino pin is now connected or pulled down to the ground. So it is guaranteed then that in this connection, when the push button is not pressed, then it is connected in low. So mao lang ang atong isa sa mga bantayan when we are building a circuit. We make sure na ang atong circuit, specifically sa kanaganing digital, it must not be in ambiguous state na magduha daw siya na ba siya sa high or low. Mao na ang pinaka no sa circuit configuration. So that's it for now, and we will continue our topic for probably resistive sensor for another example. So see you for the next lesson. Thank you.